us have the first presentation from Krista Newhouse. It will be on Minister of Health FP2020 and regional outcomes, countdown in developing countries and context of Uganda. And Madam Krista Newhouse is from Washington. Actually, she oversees 18 Anglophone African countries, so she's a big lady. And for FP2020, and so she's very welcome to Uganda, and we really appreciate her support. So, Krista, you're welcome to take part in the presentation.
Thank you, Dr. Edison.
Thank you, Dr. Edison. I think when he says big, he means tall, right? Thank you. Good morning.
Morning.
Thank you. Good morning. As Dr. Edison said, I'm Krista Newhouse. I'm the Family Planning 2020 Manager of Anglophone Africa, and that's right, there's 18 countries in that portfolio, so we are a busy group. Our Executive Director, Beth Schlachter, regrets that she cannot be here and has asked me to convey her greetings. Thank you to the conference co-chairs, Ministry of Health, UNFPA, and other partners for inviting us to share in this moment with all of you. I personally am incredibly humbled and grateful to be here to share this stage with such distinguished speakers. In 2012, the government of Uganda delivered its FP2020 commitment in London with an inspirational speech by His Excellency President Museveni. This set Uganda on a successful path for family planning. The window of opportunity opened wide in 2012, and since then, Uganda has made great progress in family planning. In 2017, Honorable Minister Acheng revitalized this commitment, and throughout that time, Uganda's commitment has been unwavering. I am a big lady, and it's hard for me to hunch over here. FP2020 is proud to support your tireless efforts to advance the lives of women and girls here in Uganda. And no matter what you hear, here and around the world, the family planning community is steadfast and strong. During this 7-year partnership at FP2020, by the way, I'm going to refer to Family Planning 2020 as FP2020, I think most of us do. During this 7-year partnership with countries from around the globe, we have learned that this community and this partnership matters. Progress on family planning continues unabated. More women than ever are using modern contraceptives. Next slide. Oh. Sorry, we had a change. I'm actually in charge of the slides. We are reaching more women and girls, and as of July 2018, in 69 FP2020 countries. So the numbers on this slide, again, refer to 69 FP2020 focus countries worldwide. We added from 2012 to 2018, 46 million additional women and girls using modern contraceptive. The numbers in the blue box here are very important to pay attention to. Because of that additional use of women and girls, 119 million unintended pregnancies were prevented, 20 million unsafe abortions were averted, 137,000 maternal deaths were averted. And of course, in 2017, donor governments to these 69 FP2020 countries provided $1.27 billion US in bilateral funding for family planning. Now let's move from the global view to the African continent. Yeah, sometimes this slide doesn't show up so well. This is an interactive slide, but I'm going to walk you through it. This is the global growth by regions of modern contraceptive prevalence rate. I have highlighted here in the red circle, Eastern and Southern Africa. That's what we're going to focus on. I also want to point out that beside that is Central Africa, and beside that is Western Africa. I think this is very important to point out that the entire continent of Africa is leading in small ways in increasing MCPR. Now let me explain a little bit more on this chart. Each circle is an FP2020 country. And Uganda is here in Eastern and Southern Africa, right below that red line that says 1.1. So they're in the 1%. So this means that MCPR has grown by 1% recently. And I'll discuss that a little bit more in detail later. When we talk about the African continent and the work done so far, we must also discuss youth and adolescents. And so here is a pyramid, a population pyramid for all FP2020 African countries. So this is specific to the continent. I want you to notice the orange colored and striped bars. These represent the population of reproductive age, which is 15 to 49. The gold bars specifically represent ages 15 to 24, which makes up 41% of this population. This is a large population. And you heard yesterday about the percentage of youth that reside here in Uganda, and I'm showing you this so that you can see your neighboring countries also have a large percentage of their respective populations in the 15 to 24 age group. As you all heard yesterday and see today, there are deliberate efforts happening in Uganda to engage young people. They are here, and they are participating in key family planning activities at both the national and district levels. Let's consider Amanda Banura, for example. Amanda was on the panel yesterday in the afternoon. Amanda is Uganda's FP2020 Youth Focal Point and works with us here at FP2020. She and the youth subcommittee organized the youth pre-conference meeting, which happened on Wednesday and was a huge success. And many of the youth are here today. These youth asked the Honorable Minister of State for Youth and Children Affairs to attend. And you know what? She did. Honorable Minister Kiyenge was there. The young people in Uganda are getting done. Let's give them a round of applause for that. Yesterday, the professor who delivered our fiery keynote said we are here in a big way. And I have to say, Uganda's youth are here in a big way, so thank you. Also, a colleague of mine recently shared something with me, and I want to share it with all of you. It really spoke to me, and I want to share it when we're talking about youth. Perhaps some of you have heard this too. Investment in young people reaps a triple dividend. It improves their health outcomes today, it improves the health outcomes of their children, and it improves the health of the adults that their children become. I think that's really powerful, especially when we're talking about development and a country. So in addition to these benefits for youth, Uganda is committed to also scaling up the use of modern family planning methods, which we've heard all about and I just showed you. Because women want choice, and Uganda's commitments reflect that. And as we have heard several times already, and I'm going to say it again, at the International Conference on Family Planning last year in Rwanda, Uganda received an award for outstanding leadership in advancing the agenda on family planning. Now, many of you in this room were integral to that success. This award was in recognition of the progress that Uganda has made since its commitment in 2012, as well as many years leading up to that effort. Now I want to show you a graph of Uganda's modern method mix. This is from DHS data, DHS being Demographic and Health Survey. Now this graph represents data from 2000 to 2016. 2000 is the top bar, and 2016 is the bottom bar. Uganda's method mix is changing. It's not changing rapidly, but progress takes time, and it is changing. And you can see here on the bottom bar in 2016, and just to point out some of the colors in case you can't all see, the red here in the middle, which is the largest, is an injectable. The yellow is an implant, green is an IUD. So those are the larger bars in there. You can see that there's an increase in those long-acting methods, particularly IUDs and implants. So the key here, and why I'm showing you this, is that women and girls have a choice when more methods are available. And that's what women and girls should have, a choice. So I showed you earlier the slide of the 46 million additional users and how many unintended pregnancies, abortions, and maternal deaths were averted. Now I'm going to give you Uganda's numbers. And these are fresh off the press, by the way. These are hot, so you want to write these down. The Ministry of Health recently held their data consensus meeting, where they share their data for the year, and they work with technical partners to analyze that data, and I have those numbers. And I just received them recently, so I apologize that I don't have them on a slide. But I'm going to read them to you now, and I'll read them several times if you like. But let's start in the commitment-making year of 2012. There were 1.6 million women using modern contraception. Now, we estimate that currently, in 2019, 3 million women are using modern contraception. 3, yes, Dr. Carroll's clapping. Give yourself clapping for that. That's almost double in 7 years. That's a huge accomplishment. And as the previous slide showed, I'll tell you now in the Uganda context what that means that 3 million women are using modern contraception. As a result, 1 million unintended pregnancies were prevented, 250,000 unsafe abortions were averted, and 3,000 maternal deaths were averted. So let me say that again. Because there's 3 million more users, 1 million unintended pregnancies were prevented, 250,000 unsafe abortions were averted, and 3,000 maternal deaths were averted. Yesterday, Dr. Betty Chadando said, we are not doing well on some of our indicators, but we have made progress. And yes, you have made progress. And yes, there is a lot of work in front of you. Dr. Betty also asked, how can we do this all by 2020? Are we on course? Are we off course? I can tell you what we see here at FP 2020. Is that Uganda's on course. You have the motivation and passion. Excuse me, my microphone keeps cutting out. You have the motivation and passion to make even more progress. And although it may seem small, you're making a difference. And I also want to point out that when we say 2020, this is beyond 2020. You're setting the stage for many, many decades to come. So give yourself credit for that. 2020 is not your deadline. Your deadline is 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. It is inspiring to hear audience members and speakers say that they are advocating for a budget line for family planning at district levels. I heard this yesterday. It is inspiring to hear the question, why can't we integrate the Ministry of Health and the Ministry of Education on the issue of family planning? It is inspiring to hear men stand up and say, I am a family planning champion. It is inspiring to hear a senior imam acknowledge other religious leaders here together in solidarity, stating that they want Ugandan families to be happy and healthy. Yes, there is more work to be done, but be proud of all that you have achieved and all that you have accomplished. As 2020 rapidly approaches, the global family planning community is creating a shared vision for 2030 that builds on the progress achieved to date and positions us to achieve the future women and girls around the world are asking for. I'm bringing this up because everywhere I go now, since the year is 2019, all my colleagues ask me, Krista, you work for FP 2020. It's almost 2020, what's happening? This is what's happening. Through a global consultation, Stakeholders from across the globe and a wide range of organizations have provided their input on the future of family planning. They've done this through online surveys, interviews, and working sessions. Some have gone on here in Uganda. The collective feedback has formed a basis of an emerging vision and guiding principles. So I'm going to share with you today what this emerging vision is. I'm going to read it to you. Family Planning 2030. Working together for a future where women and adolescent girls everywhere have the freedom to make their own informed decisions about using modern contraception and having children, leading healthy lives, and participate as equals in a society and its development. Along with that vision, there's 3 guiding principles to this. Voluntary client-centered I want to say the word self in there. Volunteer, client-centered, rights-based approach. Focus on serving, engaging, and counting youth and adolescents. So youth is part of that guiding principle. Country-led global partnerships informed by data and evidence. We know from this partnership, sitting in Washington, sitting in London, wherever we're sitting, we know that this is run and led by you in country. In-country partnership is the key. We want to hear from you as well, broader stakeholders here in Uganda. I've put up our website here. We're still taking input. Even though we have a vision going on and guiding principles, we want to hear from you. So, and if you want to know anything else beyond 2020, what we're working on, you can find that here. In closing, I want to thank the FP2020 focal points with whom I work closely here in Uganda. These are your representatives on the global scale, and they are wonderful to work with. From the Ministry of Health, Dr. Livingston Makanga, and preceding Dr. Livingston, Dr. Busiku. From PSI, Dr. Dorothy Balaba, your youth advocate, Amanda Banura. From UNFPA, Rosalind Achola. From USAID, Rabina Simpapwe. Oh, I think I got it right. Rabina's name is very hard for me. I just call her Miss Rabina. And from UKAID, Dr. Rita Wadimba. Thank you for working with us here at FP 2020. We appreciate all of your enthusiasm and hard work towards meeting the FP 2020 Uganda commitments. Thank you. I want to let you all know that we at FP 2020 will follow the outcomes of this meeting with great interest and have sincere gratitude and appreciation for all that you're doing. Keep it up. Thank you.